Like this is Yom Yom, a small pamphlet containing the words and ideas of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. The beginning of one's decline, God save us, is the lack of service of God in prayer. Here the Rebbe is talking about religious Jews. You got a religious Jew, and he's really, or even a person, let's say a Baal Tshuva, he started to become religious, and he's all enthusiastic about godliness and about Judaism and about the Torah and about the commandments and Jewish identity and etc. And suddenly he starts to become, how do you say, loses his enthusiasm. He loses his fire. He loses it. And when that happens, as suddenly things bother him, and God makes it that things that bother him come to him, right? All of a sudden he meets up in life with things that he usually didn't meet up with. Somebody makes him angry, somebody says a not good word to him, somebody says he's stupid, he hears people talking bad about him, and whatever it is, or he sees his teacher doing something that's not, befitting to a teacher. However it is, he starts declining in his they say his faithfulness to Judaism. All of a sudden, he's not excusing things. He's not thinking about God so much. He's not thinking about the Torah so much. Suddenly, things become dull. Where's the beginning? The beginning is lack of serving God in prayer. Now, in Judaism, prayer is not just asking God for things, which you're supposed to do. That's part of it. But a big part of prayer is, how do you say, giving yourself over to God, appreciating God. Appreciating how good God is, how close God is, how far God is, how powerful God is, how loving God is, how mighty God is, how infinitely diverse God is, how deep God is, appreciating that. That's ideally what prayer is. Right? If you're Jewish, and even if you're not Jewish, get a Jewish prayer book, translate the words, think about what they mean, and realize that it's talking about your Creator. It's really good. God is really more real than you are. When you pray and you think about that, you get excited, but you have to work at it because it's not a natural feeling. The main thing of prayer is to feel love, feel awe. But you have to work at that. That's called avodah. If you have lack of avodah, you just pray in the morning, say the words or whatever, then everything becomes dry and cold. Even a commandment, which you do every day, you put on tefillin, it becomes like a big burden. Everything is rushed. You want to get it over as fast as possible. You lose the sense of pleasure in learning the Torah. The atmosphere itself, your whole atmosphere of Judaism, it becomes like, how do you say, thick, meaningless. Needless to say, you're incapable of influencing others. Why? Because it all begins, the beginning of serving God and the beginning of falling away is in prayer. The main emphasis in Chabad is prayer. And true, the main emphasis in Chabad is Mashiach, no doubt about it. But in order to bring Mashiach, what's the whole thing of Mashiach? Revealing God in the world. And you have to want Mashiach because you want a revelation of God. If you don't pray properly and you're not at least a little bit thinking about God, then the world is okay the way it is. What do you need God? What does it mean God is going to be revealed? What could God possibly do? He's going to put me more money in my bank account. That's what's important. So suddenly, if you daven properly, then your whole value system changes. Suddenly you feel, well, I'm just a creation. This is God's world. It's not my world. And God is really good. And God wants me to have a family, wants me to have this, wants me to have money, wants me to have this, but it's God's business. It's not my business. Then you get more alive. But as soon as you stop praying, which praying is an unnatural thing to think about God, as soon as you don't work at it, then things become crass and mundane and not interesting, boring, empty. Therefore, prayer is of utmost importance. Okay, now, I maybe have to get a new hat over here. Okay, here we go. Ready? Story time.